Saturday morning, February 25th, broke cold, wet, and gray over Wilmington, North Carolina. But the weather didn't prevent more than 100 pro-life activists from gathering together at Longleaf Park to celebrate life and stand against the scourge of abortion. They marched together, they prayed together, and they encouraged one another with speeches and conversations about how to move forward in the post-Roe world. The pro-life Patriots of Wilmington, North Carolina, gathered together under a park pavilion and began the event with prayer and with the national anthem. The speakers included a Catholic priest, a doctor, and two mothers who were there with their daughters whom they did not abort, though they had been encouraged to do so. The speakers covered a variety of topics, including the constitutional, moral, and biological arguments against abortion. After Wilmington's 2023 March for Life, the New American spoke to some of the organizers, speakers, and attendees. David Perry is part of a pro-life group called One Voice for the Voiceless, and also serves as the chairman of the New Hanover County Republican Liberty Caucus. As part of One Voice for the Voiceless, David said that he attended the march to help spread the idea of a grassroots effort to hold Republican lawmakers accountable to the issues of life.
We're here today as an organization, this One Voice for the Voiceless, is to really start the grassroots effort. Starting at the county level and moving up towards the states, we've had so many different Republicans who are now backing away from their former positions of being truly pro-life, truly believing that life begins at conception. And we as rank and file Republicans have to do something. I think we have to start at the grassroots. If we expect our party leadership to do something about it, they're not.
Tracy Smith, who attended the march with 4 of her 5 children, realizes that victories in the past are no reason for a lack of action in the present. The overturning of Roe was not the end goal, and until abortion is consigned to the trash heap of history, there is still work to be done.
Well, I went last year, or last couple years, and I also brought 4 out of 5 of my children because I wanted to hear the speakers and also support life, and as another way to witness and stand for life. Right, so while there's been huge victories, there's also a lot of work to be done to continue to stand for life and just to bring the message of hope and compassion and the message of the person and the dignity of life to everyone, and just trying to build that up and trying to reach out for those mothers who are in crisis and fathers, and to help save the babies. So we continue to work. Even though we have victories, we also have trials to continue to overcome.
Karen Conjema, who suffered through a tragic miscarriage, also realizes that there is still much work to be done. She says that abortion will not end until hearts are changed.
I've been very pro-life throughout the years. I had a stillborn baby boy in 2005. I watched my child's heartbeat stop, and it was after I got a shot of Rogam, which wasn't given to me at the right time. And then they rushed me off to deliver him, and I had to deliver my stillborn baby, and I offered up all the pain for an end to abortion. So thanks be to God that the law has been changed, but really, there's so much work to be done, because now they're putting it in pills, and Walgreens and CVS are prescribing pills to kill your baby. So I really feel like the hearts of people need to be changed.
Dr. Jamie Kapoor is an acute care surgeon who works to save patients' lives and sees abortion as the antithesis to medical care. She echoes the sentiments of other march attendees that while there is room to celebrate victories, there is still much work to be done on the pro-life front.
So I'm a general surgeon. I'm also a mother and wife. I mostly am home with my children, and then I also do some acute care surgery work and basic general surgery up at Onslow Memorial Hospital in Jacksonville. I work for a living to care for my children, and their lives, and then also lots of other people's lives and saving lives. And so I think that we kill preborn children is something that needs to stop in this country. I think that Roe made people think that abortion was a constitutional right when it never was. Our Constitution, our Declaration, both assert the right to life. And I think going forward, I'm glad that this is no longer the law of the land, that Roe stating that somehow we have a constitutional right to abortion. But I think we need to now push for the constitutional right to life and make that the law of the land, where abortion is no longer in any state legal. I think it's great the changes in some states where they are making it with heartbeat bills and other things, but I think we need to take it a step further in order for it to fully be gone in this country.
David Taylor, one of many young people at Saturday's march, is involved in his local parish as a youth leader. He also sees that there is work to be done in moving forward. He says that he hopes the growing awareness of the value of life will lead to a world without abortion. Like Karen, he recognizes the need for hearts to change for that to happen.
So I love babies and mothers in need, so I came here to show my support in that pro-life movement. I'm hoping that each year that goes by, more and more people will have a change of heart and that conversion that we all need. And that way, eventually, just like how slavery, I'm hoping that the same thing with abortion, it will, if it doesn't happen immediately, I'm hoping that it happens at least gradually. Where that, we start with the heartbeat bill, and then eventually it's gone. It's unthinkable. No abortion, just like how slavery is unthinkable. Abortion, hopefully, eventually, will become unthinkable as well. What were we thinking for 50 years, that it's okay to kill someone just because it's inconvenient or for whatever the reason might be, even though the mothers are in a crisis, and we can acknowledge that they do need help, but killing the child in the womb isn't the answer.
Mary Trabuskowitz was one of the organizers of the march. Like the others I spoke with, she says there is still a lot to be done to end abortion in North Carolina and in America. She believes hard work and staying encouraged will help overcome the loud opposition to life. She advocates reaching out to lawmakers to let them know that life matters to their constituents.
There's a lot to be done. Number one, what we're doing today, as I said, is it's a pep rally for the pro-life community here in Wilmington. So I think we need to charge each other's battery, charge each other up. Know that there's a lot of people on our side. There's a lot of people who care about life. Some people don't know what to do with that, because there's a very loud opposition that is opposed to life. And so we need to charge each other up and encourage each other in whatever way we can. And then, there's legislation that we can stand behind. I totally believe we need to speak to our legislators. Every single one of us needs to do something, whether it's a phone call, a visit, a letter.
As to those Republican lawmakers who have hidden behind Roe and are now showing their true pro-choice colors in the wake of Dobbs, Mary says they need to feel the heat.
I think we as a pro-life community need to make them very uncomfortable, okay? They have basically lied to us, and we need to call them out. For example, I voted someone in who now I'm finding is okay with killing babies. We also have to not be afraid to use the phrase killing babies in front of these people, because maybe they've bought the lie that it's a piece of tissue. Maybe they've bought all the lies that are out there. And we may help them collectively to realize that life is important and that is a lie.
St. Augustine famously said that we should pray as if everything depends on God and work as if it all depends on us. And sacred scripture says faith without works is dead. Mary echoes those ideas, saying that we need to work to build a world without abortion.
But every single one of us needs to do something, or we're going to wake up and have a world that we're not really happy with.
Mother and daughter duo Suzanne and Rachel Mary Guy spoke at Saturday's march. They told how, in 1998, doctors had diagnosed Rachel Mary with a genetic abnormality in utero and pushed Suzanne to have an abortion. Rachel Mary was born without the predicted health issues, but she and Suzanne say that's not even the main point.
The more important point was, even if she had it, even if she had the chromosomal abnormality, she was still every bit as valuable as if she didn't have it and should have been fought for and protected.
They both say that Dobbs, rather than serving as a finish line, should serve as a wind in the sails of the pro-life movement as pro-life patriots continue to do the work of saving babies' lives.
Well, I would say that in many ways the fight is just amping up. It was a huge victory on June 24th, and we are so thankful. But in many ways the battle is just beginning. I mean, I know we've been fighting it for 50 years, and we stand on the shoulders of so many incredible people who've gone before us and have been fighting far longer than we have. But really the battle continues, because the reality is abortion is still legal in many states. Really, we need to have a culture of life, because abortion will never be the answer to the very real problems that some women and men face. But there are solutions, and that child is always a gift from God in the midst of very real problems. So we still have a lot of work to do. We rejoice in the victory of June 24th, but we still have so much work to do to protect our most vulnerable community and to love these families well, both pre and postnatal.
This is C. Mitchell Shaw, reporting from Wilmington, North Carolina for thenewamerican.com.